Pardon the sun, but let's talk about Zachy boy. All right, Zach Wilson. I seen it. I was hearing about it, about what he said and shit. But I didn't watch the game. Obviously, they had the Lions and the Giants on, and Cleveland and Buffalo, because Buffalo's playing in Detroit last week. We played them this week. I know we're gonna lose. So I know the winning streak is coming to an end. We definitely gonna lose to them. But I've seen the game was 3-3, right? And I seen New England eventually won it. I guess I really wasn't paying no attention to that game. I already knew, if anything, fantasy-wise, you was taking the defense. The best defense in daily fantasy, on all the fantasy, was Washington and Commanders, I think. But you know what? It could have been Dallas. I didn't really. Once I seen I wasn't going to win no money, I went to bed. I went to go take a nap. But nonetheless, I think like the next morning, I'm waking up, getting ready to go to work, and I seen how they lost. They lost off the punt return. So it was, 30 seconds left, and the guy with Marcus Jones, he runs the punt back. So, and then, I get to looking at the press conference, and they ask Zach Wilson, do you feel like the defense, you let the defense down? I think they had like 2 yards in the second half. It was some 12 yards, 2 yards. It was some crazy stat. They didn't do nothing. He was like, no, I don't feel like we let them down, right? So then Jordan Lewis, he from Detroit, as well as, Sauce Gardner. I don't know where Jordan Lewis playing at these days. But he a cornerback, and he tweeted something out about Zach Wilson, right? And he tweeted like, you had a bad game. I'm paraphrasing. You don't feel like you let your defense down. So, he got at him. Apparently, Sauce Gardner liked the tweet. He's from Detroit, too. So he liked the tweet. I think he unliked it or whatever. Eventually, whatever. But he liked the tweet and shit. Then I seen what Garrett Wilson say. He's a first round receiver out of Ohio State. He basically like, I wish he'd give us a chance and throw the ball up there. But then I seen the highlight. It was a play in which Wilson ran like, sorry, I'm picking my beard out, but Wilson ran like I guess he was running like some type of slant. Bruh, he was literally running a slant. This him, Zach Wilson. It's like a 7-yard slant, if anything, right? He open. Zach Wilson throws the ball way over here. And I'm looking, and it looked like the wind might have caught it a little bit, but ain't no way. With that kid's arm and his physical ability and his youth, it ain't like he Chad Pennington after the shoulder surgeries. He should have zipped that ball, and it was no raining or no shit like that neither. He should have zipped that ball to Garrett Wilson, and Wilson should have still been running for a while. And that play was a microcosm of what that game, what it was. And let me say this before I get at Zach Wilson, right? I believe that Zach Wilson had a great argument to be the number one quarterback, took him. And was it? This is 2021 draft. I believe he had all the ability. He was a solid athlete. He had a rocket for an arm. I mean, some of the throws that you see him make on film, you like, man, the top 3 or 4 or 5% of quarterbacks in the NFL can make. You see some of the throws he make, wow, it blows your fucking mind, right? So I don't know exactly what's going on. And people will point, well, that's BYU, but Kaepernick, he played in a similar conference. It might be the same conference in Nevada. I mean, it wasn't no drop-off in none of his big games or whatever, but it's smelling like Johnny Manziel. That's what it's smelling like. It's smelling like Johnny Manziel. And I say that, Johnny Manziel dad, I believe, is like an oil baron or whatever. He's very, very wealthy off oil, whatever they want to call it. Zach Wilson's uncle he's the owner, whatever, CFO, whatever, of JetBlue. So, a lot of people say it's him spoiled or him being entitled. And you heard some of that in college, but you heard how his teammates also wanted to run through a wall for him. So you also heard that aspect of it, that his teammates was really, like, they really will run through a wall for him. So you hear that, you see the physical ability, you see the arm, you see that good enough athlete, throws he can make. You see, you see the potential, and you look at this, and he about to get yanked, and you gotta yank him. And it's hard. They say, well, we're gonna turn the keys over to Zach Wilson, and we can't go backwards, and you ain't supposed to go backwards. But it's getting bad. But Belichick do that, but he ain't getting no better. And his best target is Corey Davis. So I think they went to receivers retreat with him or something this offseason, whatever. But it ain't working. And when some people, you give them an opportunity when they got two paths to go, right? And they sometimes the pressure, you need the pressure to make the diamond. And sometimes I had money before this, and I'm gonna have money after this, and I don't have to go through this shit. And that's the worst media market to be in if you ain't prepared. Maybe I don't if it don't work out, don't work out. Sometimes the type of pressure, life will put the knee on the back of your neck, and that's what bring the best out of some people when they come to having kids, and they say, well, I had my kids, my life changed. I had to get it together, I had to stop smoking, drinking, I had to go do this and that, and that's when my life changed. Sometimes some people need that, this is, sometimes niggas like, you hear people in the story, I know this music gonna work. Ha Davis said he got fired from like KFC or Outback or some shit like that. And he had to go do an interview, and he said, man, his manager wasn't trying to hear it. He said, I knew that was going to be the last job I worked, 9-to-5 work. I had to make this shit work. Sometimes you need to be put in those positions, and him, having the opportunity to go left for right, and his uncle be at, JetBlue. I mean, for him, it got to be, man, this shit got to work. Maybe not this season, going off season, he should be in the book. He got all the ability in the world, bro. All the ability. And that team was ready to win. I mean, you got Garrett Wilson, Michael Carter. They bring over Jerome Robinson, Breece Hall. Kind of, they lost him. It was a big drop-off. That was his binky. Tyler Conklin. They got, Conklin the tight end. Solid. They got the tight end from Bengals last year who was doing real good. He go over there. They're not using him. So, and also, some of it might fall on the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. What we can do to make him feel comfortable. I don't know who the offensive coordinator is, but, they need to find somebody who has success with young quarterbacks, because this ain't working. I mean, there ain't no way his tight end shouldn't, they shouldn't, if he's struggling like that, there ain't no way they shouldn't be coming out with 2 tight end sets, 3 tight end sets, heavy sets, running the ball, and getting them big tight ends out there and getting mismatches and big targets for him to hit. Until they at least get Corey Davis back. Ain't no reason why. There's no reason why. You got your receivers criticizing you, and this thing go one or two ways. This can be a fork in the road. Either we gonna get it together and we gonna take it all in, and we gonna take this criticism, we gonna take this slacking, and we gonna get better from it, or it could be a point where they might have to go find a new franchise quarterback. And then when you look at how when you look at how the pay scale is structured, there's no cap on the rookie cap no more. It's a cap on the rookie scale, so it ain't the financials ain't as hard to get up out of. So at the end of the day, I seen that the slant he missed. I'm like, Jesus, I think it was a slant. I was like, Jesus Christ, that kid got too much ability. He got too much ability to be in that predicament. Seriously, that kid got too much ability to be in that predicament. So, that's my opinion on it. Just too much ability, dude. And at the end of the day, if they got a bench for Joe Flacco, man, and he don't feel no remorse and he don't feel like he got to get better, then shit, they got to find him a quarterback. That team too good right now not to have a quarterback. They got too much talent not to have a quarterback. And offensive line, yeah, they got to get better. Yeah, they got to get healthy. Yeah, they got to get that kid from Louisville back. I don't even know if he came back. But for him, if he ain't showing no remorse or showing no ability to get better, and we got to force him to say the right things, they might as well prepare to move on right now. If that's going into day 2 of the draft, day 3 of the draft, trying to find somebody that you can develop and push them or start right away, so be it. If that's going after Lamar Jackson, if that's going after Jameis Winston, if that's going after, whoever the hell out there, that team too good to waste right now. So at the end of the day, it's not like, they could put Justin Fields out there and it would be a lot better football team. They got more weapons over there and he more mobile. So Justin Fields looking like the answer. And I ain't like completely writing off Trevor Lawrence. Y'all look at the situation he went in. You know, the coach was kicking motherfuckers. I mean, what you expect there? So it's gonna take some time for him. You know, I mean, you look over there, who they got at receiver? Christian Kirk. That's it. He balling, but that's it. So he's gonna take some time, bro, for Doug Marrone to get everything he need to do. I still believe in Trevor Lawrence, but right now Justin Fields, and they messed up Mac Jones because New England cheap on the offensive side of things. Josh McDaniels can make bullshit work, but nobody else in New England can make that work. But but Justin Fields right now, the quarterback class ain't looking too good in hindsight. 2 years later. So I mean, it is what it is. Check out the NFL playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live and drop video. Like I said, check out the NFL Talk playlist. Hit the link tree. It's the first link in the description. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Amazon Music, we everywhere. Appreciate y'all. Peace.